Hey everyone, so I'm here with a question and answer video, and I asked you guys like a few different times here on YouTube. I asked you guys on Twitter, and you guys turned out. I really didn't think I was gonna get like too many questions. I was thinking maybe like, oh, 5 or 6, and then maybe I'll just like throw one in there, but I have a whole list on my phone, like it's kind of a lot. And some of you guys even asked me a couple questions, but it's all good because they're all going to be answered, and I'm not going to waste any more time. I'm just going to jump into this, and I'll list everybody's like name and like Twitter handle or YouTube channel name down below. First question comes from Twitter, and Ryan asks, when did you start getting into makeup? And actually, that's a really good question. I was not always like this, like not that I'm like uber glam, but I was not always into makeup. It really didn't start happening for me until I was like, I mean, I always wore makeup. Like in high school, I wore just like Bare Minerals like foundation and eyeliner, and that was literally all that's all I did in high school. But now I guess I would have to say like around 20 was when I really started like, oh, eyeshadow, like let's get into that, and like it started to become like something I was excited about. And before I was just like, why am I gonna waste my time on all of that? But I'm really like, I love it so much, and I really developed like a passion for it. I just really love it. It makes me feel happy when I'm putting my makeup on. That's like my favorite part of the day. So I really was a late bloomer, I guess you could say. It was definitely in my early 20s, like 19, 20. I'm trying to think, like my 21st birthday, I maybe just like put lip gloss on, like, so that was that. Okay. So he also asked, how long have you been a NASCAR fan? And for those of you who don't know, like on Twitter, I pretty much started Twitter because of NASCAR. I really wanted to start following like driver teams and all of that type of stuff. So, but I was a NASCAR fan way before that. That was just like around when Twitter started, at least like it was on my radar. And then I was like, oh, I need to get on Twitter. So wow, I was little. I've been to Auto Club Speedway. That's like my home track in Fontana. I've been there, like, I don't even know how many times. I went there annually, and then they used to have 2 races, and it was amazing. I went to both of them every year. I have to say, I was probably like 8 years old when I started like really getting into it, because my dad was always a fan, and then like he'd always have it on, but then I was always like, no, like let's change the channel. I don't want to watch this. But then I started really getting into it, and then he took me to my first race. And then actually when I was like on my softball team, like back when I was 10, we had a fundraiser at the track, and so we were like one of those people at the little like kiosks, and we sold like hot dogs and hamburgers and sodas, and like the parents did like the beer booth, and it was just really cool. So we were at the track the full weekend, like while the race was happening. And I remember my Uncle John, he took me up like for a break, and so we went all the way to the top of the grandstand, and we just watched. And that was back when Dale Earnhardt Sr. was still racing and alive, and it was just really, really cool just to have that like memory with him. I'm always going to remember that. So that was just really good time. So I've been a NASCAR fan a long time. Okay. Hugh asked, what's your favorite sport and what's your least favorite? So oh man, wow, I got like emotional just now. Okay. My favorite sport, I guess there's like, I have a top few different sports. So NASCAR would be one of them. MLB would be another. NFL. I do watch the NBA, but I'm not like a regular watcher, and I don't have like, I guess, I don't know, what do they call it? Like game ticket or something, like, you know, how they have like for football and baseball. My team is up in the Bay Area, and I'm not up in the Bay Area, so I'm not able to watch all of their games, but I'm always rooting for the Warriors. So my favorite, I don't know. It's probably really close between baseball and NASCAR. I might have to give the edge to NASCAR just because I was like into NASCAR more intensely earlier in my life. I love baseball though. I love it so much. I'm like pretty much obsessed, but that really didn't start happening until I was a little bit older than I was like during my whole NASCAR, getting to know NASCAR days. So I would have to rank it as NASCAR, MLB, NFL, except that's hard too because when it's football season, I'm all about it. I love watching football. I love all the excitement, all the games, especially like playoff time. And actually, that reminds me, I have a draft coming up. It's been pretty bad because I haven't been keeping up with anything during the off season, so I really need to like get on that like real soon because my draft is in like 3 days and I know nothing. So if you guys have any tips for me, please let me know down below. I need help. Okay, so Emily asks, what's your hair routine? And so basically, like, just recently I started getting into like using more products in my hair. Even it's really still not a lot. Basically all I do is shampoo, conditioner, the palmetto tea tree treatment that I showed you guys, I think back in my empties video. I might have shown you there. I use that. I use conditioner. And then actually I just started using, I showed you guys in my FabFitFun box and my July favorites, they had this spray and leave-in conditioner. I've been using that, and I've been using like a root plumper or like pumper, like for more volume in like the crown of my hair. So actually I think I'm gonna do a video on that because that was like really vague and I need to go into more detail about that. So I will definitely film that, and I want to have that up like ASAP. It's probably not going to be for a couple weeks. I have other videos planned, but I will definitely have that up, and I'll do a whole hair routine video, and you guys will see what I use to shower with and like the brush I use. If you guys want to see that, let me know. It's pretty bad. Actually need a new one, but I will definitely do that video for you guys. Okay. Next question is, okay, so I asked you guys if you needed any advice, and I was actually like really happy to get a question. I don't want to say this person's name because it is like personal, so I just want to like give my thoughts on it, and maybe if you guys have any thoughts on it, let me know down below. It'd be really helpful for the person who asked, if like he can check out the comments and see what other people have to say on the topic. So I just thought that'd be really cool to include that. So the question is, how does a really good guy get out from being a third wheel to having someone and not being disappointed anymore? And I guess for me, like, there's really nothing wrong with being a third wheel. Like, my sister can tell you all about it. My boyfriend and I are always taking her places, and we're always doing stuff, like the three of us. But I mean, it does, I could see, like, if it were me, it would be sad to be that third person all the time when you're, like, with two people who are, like, so into each other, and then you're just, like, kind of there. And that's not in a bad way. It's just, like, you feel left out because, like, you see how happy they are, and then you just kind of start wondering, like, well, what about me? And so I think the best thing to do is to just not put pressure on yourself to be in a relationship, because then you're just going to look in all the wrong places. I think you just take this time to really focus on yourself and just to do whatever makes you happy, and then sooner or later that person for you is going to come along, and by that point you would have blossomed so much on your own that you're going to attract that kind of person that you want to be with. So I think just really take your time, don't put so much pressure on yourself, and good things are going to happen for you, and you're going to find that person. If you have any thoughts, like I said, just add on down below. I really enjoyed that question. Okay, so I'm not sure of this person's first name, but this girl has been a long-time subscriber, like literally since I first started my channel. This is Skittles0918. She wants to know my nationality, and actually you could pretty much say I'm Mexican. I do have a little bit of like other, I would say like 85% Mexican, probably 90%, and then like 10 or 15% of other. And in that other category, I'm Hawaiian. I'm also a teeny bit Indian, like Native American Indian, and a little bit Japanese too on my grandpa's side. On my dad's dad, so my dad's side, my grandpa's family was like legit from Japan. They were Japanese, so I think I have like a little bit of that, and I kind of see that, like, not completely in the shape of my eyes, but I think like my just the shape of it is kind of like alluding back to my ancestors. So that is what I am. Okay. Oh, also there's a little bit of Spanish in me too from my mom's side. And I think my mom's dad might have been Spanish too, but definitely I'm kind of a little mixture of like Latin and then a little bit of Islander too. So how old am I? She wants to know that too. I just turned 26. Don't remind me. I just feel like I'm getting to that age where, like, you know, in high school and you just kind of like talk with your friends and they're like, oh, how old do you want to be like when you get married or when you have kids? And it was always like, for me, 26 or 27. It's just crazy that that is like my age now. And I don't want to put like pressure on me getting it done. Like, oh, I need to get married now because I said like years ago I was going to be 26. Like, no, I want to just really do it right and make sure, that I'm just doing everything the right way and not just because I had this timetable set for myself. I don't think that's really realistic for anybody. It just depends like on everything in life, like whether like your family members are going through any issues of their own or if you are, or like school or work, anything like that. I don't want to put any like pressure on my boyfriend either, not at all. I want it to be like on his terms. If that's like the route he really wants to go down, I want him to be 100% sure, and I don't want it to be something that I'm like forcing him into. So, wow. The question was just how old are you, but that's just my view on it. So, what do you do besides YouTube / work or school? So you could pretty much say that right now I am doing YouTube full time. It's not like I am making a living off of this by any means, but I'm really working on getting my resume together and stuff. And I really want to go into the early childhood development field, like as far as like being a preschool teacher, but I definitely want to start like with the preschool aid. And I'm really thinking about putting some more classes under my belt. I definitely want to look into that. I've always kind of had that passion for kids and education, and I've been like I've had a few different jobs in that field and I've really enjoyed it, but I really think where my heart is at is with the little cutie preschoolers. I really think that that's where like my path leads, so we will find out. Okay. So weird. I think we have company downstairs. Okay. And she also wants to know, what is your favorite drugstore brand and why? And when I saw that question, I was so stumped. That's really tough for me. I feel like, oh my gosh, like we definitely have company downstairs. What's going on? Okay, so when I go to the drugstore, I really like kind of gravitate towards 3 brands, but for 3 different reasons. So let's see, my first brand would be NYX. I really like NYX. I really think they're doing like big things as far as like now they're gonna have their own like retail store, which is crazy. That's gonna be so awesome just to go like to the mall and like go to the NYX store. So NYX, definitely. They have like really awesome drugstore eyeshadows, which I don't own yet. My sister has 1 or 2, and so those are really like good quality drugstore eyeshadows. And I just really look at NYX to like just see what is new, and I feel like they're kind of like the pave makers in the drugstore in a sense, just because they have so many different products, and it's not just like they're focusing on mascara or they're focusing on foundation or anything like that. I just like the range that they have, so I would definitely have to say NYX. And then second, I'm gonna have to go with L'Oreal. They kicked butt when they came out with the Infallible foundation. It is amazing. It's what I'm wearing now. It's what I've been wearing like every day since I got it. I really love them for that, and also the setting spray is amazing too. And my third one is gonna have to be Maybelline. I really find now that I'm missing my Maybelline mascaras. I was always using the Maybelline Cat Eye Colossal Mascara and Falsies as like a cocktail, and my lashes loved it when I did that. So I'm once I'm done with my mascara now, I'm gonna go back to that because I really feel like that gave me the result that I was looking for in a mascara. Even though I had to use 2, it was still cheaper than going to Ulta or Sephora and getting like 1. So I'm gonna have to say those 3 brands. Oh yeah, and Maybelline makes the Fit Me concealer, which I use also. It's awesome. I really love the quality, the coverage, even the formula is like not too thick but not too thin. So I just really like it a lot. All right. Darien wants to know, what's your favorite season? And that was also a tough question, and my answer is still kind of weird. But I would have to say like like, is holiday season a season? Obviously not like on the calendar, but that's my season. Like the end of fall and like the beginning of winter, like during the whole like Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's chunk. That is all me. I love it so much. I love being able to see my family. I love being able to go shopping for presents. I love that so much. I just love really like when everybody's together. That's when I feel like complete. So yeah, I'm definitely about my family. I love seeing them, and like what better reason than to give presents and eat together. It's always a great time. So that is my season. Okay. All right, so Geoff wants to know, this question made me laugh and I'm excited to answer it because I have an answer. Okay, he wants to know, I'd like to know your thoughts on macaroni and cheese. Favorite type of pasta to use, type of cheese, favorite brand. Okay, first of all, macaroni and cheese is amazing. It always has been. It's probably like really my first true love. Macaroni and cheese is so great. As far as my favorite type of pasta, I really like using shells. I really like using the bow ties too. Even like the regular just elbow macaroni noodles, I really like using those. It's classic. It's good. The shells I really like because I feel like it kind of just, they're like little bowls of cheese. And I love that so much. They're really good. The bow ties are just nice to have something different and like maybe a little bit more texture. So those are my favorite types of pastas. I definitely make my own macaroni and cheese. Like I do the whole Velveeta craft route, and I also like to make my own, but I feel like I can put my own spin on it, and it's just like a little bit more gourmet that way. And it's just better. It's homemade, and I just feel like I made this out of the love I have for macaroni and cheese, and I want it to be really good. So, type of cheese would definitely have to be, I'm gonna have to go with Sargento. I really feel like it's just good. I like how it melts. It's not so gritty. There are some cheeses like when you melt it down, it's just like this very gritty texture, and I feel like Sargento is still like a very true cheese flavor, and it's nice and creamy too, and I just love it. So also a little tip, if you add sour cream to your macaroni and cheese, yes, do that. It's going to make it even creamier and it's going to be even better. I even think one time I used cream cheese. I'm not even lying. The creamier the mac and cheese, the better. Okay. And he also wants to know, would you ever go an entire day without makeup? And yeah, I do all the time. I really only like get my makeup made up when I'm filming for you guys, or when I'm like going to the grocery store or something like that. Even still, like it's just very minimal makeup. I feel like I really like cake it on for the camera. But yeah, I don't wear makeup all the time, even though I love it so much. It's just really nice to have a break for my skin, so it's not like freaking out and like all of that, you know. So I do go the entire day without makeup. I have gone out with no makeup, which is kind of scary for me still, but it's been done. Okay, and then my boyfriend. Okay, so this first part sounds like, oh my gosh, so adorable, and then the second part is like, oh, that's why. Okay, so he says, you're so beautiful, Sonia. Why do you even bother putting makeup on? And like I saw that and I just thought, like, that's so sweet. It's so adorable. And then he says, do you have any time-saving makeup tips? And I know he was asking that to like, for me to do like a video on that. That would be just a good video idea to have, and I will do that. But it just made me think like, you really don't want me to wear makeup, because whenever I'm putting makeup on, he's like ready to go, and he's like, usually we're going to go eat something, and I'm like, wait, let me just get ready really fast, and he's hungry, so he just wants me to like speed it up. And so I'm pretty sure that's why he said that. But I like putting makeup on. I just think it's fun for me. It's like kind of a hobby. I just get into it, like all the different brands to like just keep my eye on, all the different techniques that are coming out. Strobing though, that's basically just like highlighting, let's be real. So I just really enjoy doing my makeup. I just feel like it brings out my confidence more. I feel like I'm more me when I have makeup on. I just feel like I'm ready. Like, I'm ready to go. Let's do this. I'm me when I have makeup on. I mean, of course, when I don't either, but I just feel like it just, like, it wakes me up, and it just makes me feel better about myself when I leave the house and I have makeup on. Okay. And as for time-saving makeup tips, I'll just give a couple now, but if it is a video that you guys really want me to do, I will do it. Just let me know down below. But I'm thinking, like, definitely, I'm thinking, okay, like, you're waking up, it's time to go, like, you woke up late and you just got to get out the door. The one, like, a few things I would do is eye drops, just to, like, make your eyes so they're not red, and then maybe curl your eyelashes so they look just more open. Also conceal your under eye area, and then maybe just like throw some lip color on, like even if it's just chapstick, just something. Oh, and maybe just a little bit of concealer too, like if you have like any pimples that are trying to hang out. But yeah, I don't think you really need a ton of makeup to get out the door. That's usually like what I do when I'm just like, I gotta go to Walgreens or something and just pick something up and come home. I'm not gonna do this face just to go there, you know. And I feel like it's just a waste too to just sit in front of the mirror for like a long time every day just to get ready to leave. You like, don't let makeup hold you back like that. Hey guys, okay, so I'm back. I actually stopped filming. I went downstairs and said hello. It was my neighbor from across the street. So Maria, if you're watching, hi. It was so nice to see you. Okay, and then also I realized I started to like watch it back a little just to make sure that like my camera was actually recording, and I realized that I accidentally skipped a couple questions. I think as like I was scrolling, I just kind of like zoomed on by. So I'm gonna answer those right now. I realized that I didn't answer what my least favorite sport was, and it's really tough because I really am into sports a whole lot. I really enjoy watching, like, whether it's baseball, basketball, wrestling, boxing, golf. Like, I really love watching a lot of stuff. Racing, of course, did I say that? But I feel like if there's one that I just never really got into so much, it'd probably have to be soccer. And I feel like that kind of comes from like this thing from when I was little, because I played softball like all through like my whole childhood, and I wore these like softball sliders. Like, if you play softball when you're little, or if you like know like a little niece or nephew or somebody, you know what I'm talking about. They just like basically cover your whole shin. And so I would get asked all the time, like, oh, you play soccer? How was your soccer game? And it's like, no, I don't play soccer. Leave me alone. So I just really feel like for that reason, it's just like, oh, soccer. Like, no, I don't play soccer. Get it right. So I think it might have to be soccer for me. Yeah, soccer, final answer. Okay, and then I realized that I totally zoomed on by, and I was so excited to ask these, and then I was watching back, I'm like, wait, I didn't even get to answer these, and these are from this girl named Trin, and she and I guess, met on YouTube very, like, recently. We started following each other, and she's been so nice, so I'm so excited to answer these questions, and she wants to know what state I live in, and I live in California, and girl, I think you do too. So we have to hang out. Like, let's go meet up at Morphe. Let's go shopping, or let's go do something. You're so sweet, and I just think it'd be a lot of fun to just connect like in person. That'd be really cool. So I'm in California. And let's see, what else did I skip? Okay. Also got another question. This one's from my boyfriend too, which was a good question. He wanted to know like how I learned how to do my makeup, like where I picked up my techniques and stuff like that. And I really would have to say YouTube, like just like various people, like watching people get ready so many times. You just start picking up stuff like, oh, like that's how you do concealer, or that's how you, like, just stuff like that. And I feel like I'm still very like new to makeup, even though like it's such a passion of mine now. I'm still relatively new, and I'm still learning, and like there's still stuff to learn for everybody. So I just think it's fun to just go on YouTube and watch videos of people doing their makeup, or like going on people's beauty blogs. There's so many, whether you want to learn how to like make your lips look fuller, or you want to learn how to do winged eyeliner, or anything like that. There's a ton of awesome resources online. But I think YouTube and practice too, like, even before bed, like sometimes even now, like I'll just like go in the bathroom and I'll just like practice a smoky eye, or just practice different looks on myself and see what I like or what I don't like, or how to like perfect something that I'm doing. So I just think it's like practice, and if it's something that you're into, then you're going to enjoy practicing, and you're just eventually going to get better the more times you do it. So that's my advice. Okay, and I think that was everything. I'm pretty sure I didn't forget anything this time. So I had so much fun filming this for you guys. I really hope that you guys enjoyed hearing everything I had to say, and I really feel like now we're connected now, and I'm so excited. I really would like to do this again. I really would. I had a lot of fun. So I hope to see you guys next Monday. Bye.